Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a review of the Gerber mini suspension multi-tool. Let's just get some specs out of the way. Overall length is 4¼ inches. Closed length is 2½ inches, not including the lanyard. I put that on there. It weighs in at 3.4 ounces. Handle material is a stainless steel, and it's got a titanium nitride coating on it, which is why it's sort of like, it's classified as titanium gray, so it comes in a gray color. Plier type, needle nose plier, and then you got your regular plier portion, and they're spring loaded. The blade on here is, it didn't provide that information, but we're just going to go off of Gerber loves using 7CR17 MOV, so that's what I'm going out on a limb and assuming it is 7CR17 MOV. And the blade length is approximately 2¼ inches. I also couldn't find that information, so pretty much I just had to guesstimate. Pretty much it's like 1/4 inch from the end, so that's 2¼ inches. Yeah, so pretty much the quality on this multi-tool is pretty much across the board. Now, I've seen and read reviews of people saying that their pliers were good. Well, look at mine. Mine are not straight. As you can see, they are tilted. Now, this is a Leatherman, but yeah, they're both facing straight up, but the Gerber is tilted that way. And that happened by I was gripping some wire, and I was holding on, I was gripping some wire, and whatchamacallit, I was trying to use, and it wasn't even thick wire or anything like that. There's these wire cutters right here, and I tried using them, and then I also tried nothing really happened when I used the wire cutters, but I tried gripping the wire, and I tried crimping something, and whatchamacallit, this happened. I felt a snap, and the spring on this side broke. So as you can see, it's easily doing that. This side doesn't do that. So when this is closed, let me hold this. When I move this side, you'll see it get closed. Well, yeah, there you go. It closes. So open, and then it just closes because the spring's then in line of how it was supposed to be. So yeah, some people said that their pliers were pretty strong and did well for them. I didn't really, as you can see, I mean, this happened on like the first or second use of the pliers, so I mean, for me that really reflected the quality of this tool on the plier portion. Pretty much, and across the board, a lot of people said that the multi-tool was a little bit heavy for its size. This was like designed as like a EDC or keychain style knife, because it does also come with a key ring, and this thing weighs in at 3.4 ounces, and that's pretty heavy, especially for something this small. I mean, I used to have the, I don't know how it came off, but the Leatherman style PS, you couldn't even feel the thing. It felt like featherweight, and had pliers, and it did a lot of good functions, and yeah, it didn't weigh as much. Yeah, so that's one knocking point for that for this multi-tool, that it is heavy. Another one is that the quality on this multi-tool is across the board. The knife does come out easily though, so it is pretty easy. And all these have little nail nicks. All the tools on here have little nail nicks for you to get them out. So that's your knife, that's your nail file, and then there's your large flathead, your 3D, your 2D Phillips. There's your other small flathead, and then there's your tweezers. The knife tip The tip of the knife, it came it's not really sharp, but the rest of the knife has a decent edge on it. So yeah. And also, it looks a little weirdly ground right there. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but it's sort of like edge, edge, and then it just goes down and does a little dip, and like someone sanded it a little bit. And it's rolled, but yeah. I didn't really use the tip. I was using this portion right here. So yeah, and that portion does have a decent edge. Nail file. The nail file, it is stiff to get out, but you do have a generous nail file. All this textured area, and it works. And it also comes with a nail pick or nail cleaner. I call them nail cleaners. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty cool. Normally when you see pocket size or EDC multi-tools, keychain tools, you see them come with like a quarter or like a very small strip. I mean, it may be this long, but it's like probably like this thick of texture material. And I found that having that, I thought that was pretty cool that they included a lot of that file area for your nail. No file for wood or metal or anything like that on this one. No saw either. Just general basic things that you might run into in an EDC situation. As I said, you got tweezers, you got your baseline for your different screwdrivers, and you got a nail file, and you got your nail cleaner and your pliers. So for the most part, everything except for scissors is pretty much covered for. Yeah. Some people also did knock on the tweezers. Again, tweezers. The tweezers work for the most part. Sometimes they can be a little awkward trying to grip. Like it will be awkward if you're just gripping it like that. I found that something like this works really well. If you're gripping it like that, works really well. But also, you could squeeze a lot, and if you're like trying to pick a hair or something like that, to clean up right before a meeting, you may waste a decent amount of time trying to get like a hair or two, because sometimes this doesn't provide the amount of pressure to actually just anchor onto that thing that you're trying to get and pull it with you. It just may actually just like pinch it where it is and just take that portion off and leave the root or whatever you're trying to get out there. So it may just cut the thing, essentially just sever it in half and leave the portion still embedded. Yeah, and they are rounded. You could see they don't really come to a acute point like a lot of other tweezers that you could get, like full-size regular tweezers that you could get, so you could get like a real precision tip to get something out of there or something like that. It doesn't really come to that. They are rounded, so that's one thing to take into consideration, make a mental note of. I've also read that some people would have wanted the tweezers a little bit longer because that they said that this may not work if you're trying to fit into something narrow. Well, pretty much, I mean, these things aren't really that big in the first place, and I mean, you're putting the pressure right here because this part, and this part's where it's still practically barely even open. It's just coming out of the tool. So I mean, you're gonna, if it's a little bit longer, this would have probably been, this skinnier portion would probably be out to here. And then, yeah, I mean, and then you're also not even going to really be able to fit this in the tool because this just butts right up against the small flathead. So, I mean, I don't know where you're really going to fit that. And this is the EDC tool, so, I mean, don't know what you're looking for in terms of larger tweezers. I mean, you're not going to get, like, I mean, there are pliers on this thing. You could use those to get something out of a narrow area. I mean, it's not like you could get these take these tweezers off the tool and just use them like that, like on some other multi-tools, like a Victorinox or something. Yeah. What's also cool too is so you know what's on what. So see, it says nail file. This is the nail file side, and then it says blade. So I think it's blade. So I thought it was pretty cool that they labeled two of the main tools, so you know what's on what side, because they do look identical from each side if you're looking at it from the front. The only way you could really tell is if you really memorize your tool, and you know that the tweezer portion is on the blade or something like that. So I mean, it's pretty cool. Instead of having to waste your time and figure out which side's which, you just go straight to it. MSRP on this knife is $30. Average price you're looking at $10 to $12. I got this for 11 bucks at Home Depot, and since it broke, and I know I could send it in for warranty to Gerber, but that'll cost like $5 or something like that, and then another, I think, like overall it'd be like $5 or $10 just to get it there and back, and that's the price of a whole new tool. So it's not really that worth it to me to spend the money to go and get this repaired when it's either half or basically the full price of a brand new tool. Yeah, Home Depot still sells this online. I had seen Walmart had sold a 2-pack, but they don't have those anymore. Knife Center sells this one for $12. I think about 13 bucks after you get the change portion of that 12 bucks in, and they don't have that in stock. It'll take like I think 7 to 10 days, business days, to get it in stock, and then they'll ship it out to you. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't buy the thing again because the pliers just crapped out when second time I used them, and I didn't even use them hard. It's not like I was like trying to pull an elephant's tooth out or anything like that. So I mean, I think they failed prematurely, and that it wasn't even anything that was fail worthy. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've used the Leatherman style PS, and I've did the same thing, and it still did fine. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I'm looking forward to I'm still using this tool, the Gerber dime, and I'm looking forward to using it a little bit more and doing a review for you guys. And yeah, one thing that I like about this one, as compared to the suspension, mini suspension, is that it's more slimmer. It has the pliers in it, which they could have did on that, like how they did on here. They could have put the pliers on there, but also that they included scissors on there. Yeah. I mean, they could have did like what other companies did. I mean, they could have like put a nail file portion on the back of one of the tools, like the screwdrivers or something like that, and then put scissors on there. I think it would have been pretty cool if they would have put some scissors on this mini suspension. But yeah. Yeah, so thank you for viewing. If you had any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can, and I value your view, and thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Okay guys, just as a little added bonus, I'm just going to throw in a few shots of me actually using this tool for demoing it. So yeah, so pretty much this is just this is a screw on this shack that we have in the backyard. It doesn't really come out that much. As you can see, it's fairly small. So yeah, so for the most part it does work. Right there, I've heard some people complain that it may not work on some Phillips heads. But it does work fine. Alright, we'll get into some of the... Okay guys, now we're using the large flathead. So we got that out. Okay. Sorry for the motion sickness inducing movement. So let's try out the small flathead. Okay, so came out. And I don't have any bottles to actually try out this bottle opener to show you, but we'll just take Gerber's word and say that that works. Okay, yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the review and the demo.